Hello, I'm Dan Norenberg, advisor, coach, and consultant to executive and strategic leadership teams. Welcome to Norenberg's 90 Seconds. In these short clips, I'm going to share a leadership challenge and where a leader was struggling. I'll briefly scope the situation, then in about 90 seconds, I'll share with you the idea, the tool, or insight that we discussed to help this leader be more successful. And by doing so, should you encounter a similar situation at some point in the future, this will be an additional resource or option for you to use to be more effective. Let me describe today's situation, anonymously, of course. A CEO approached me and said the following: "Our strategy is stalled and I'm struggling. We're not delivering on our key priorities, and I don't know where the problem is. I don't learn about this until I hear it from a customer. Everybody in the leadership team has a copy of our strategic plan that we worked on together, and yet we're not delivering on what matters, and I don't know where the issue is. Can you help me?" We agreed to work together, and as part of my brief, I observed a strategic review session that the executive team did once a month. I made some observations. I shared this with the CEO, I shared them with his team, and I'll share them with you right now. This is Norenberg's 90 Seconds. You can start the clock. Effective strategy is a balance between what to do and how to do it. Neither the CEO nor the leadership team had done the hard work to really clarify what their future success looked like, or what were the key strategic priorities that were going to deliver on that success. It was tough work, and so they just gave up. And as a result, they dropped down, and everybody in the team started doing their own priorities and their own projects, which really overloaded the how, and they weren't able to execute. They didn't have enough resources to do that. Secondly, they had too many priority ponies. Imagine that you had a horse farm, and on that farm you had dozens and dozens of high-class ponies, but only a limited amount of hay in the barn. Now, a farmer can't feed all of those priority ponies. He or she has to make some choices. It's the same for a leadership team. This leadership team had not really clarified what were the few specific things that were really going to deliver growth for them and their customers. In fact, in this team, everything was a priority, which meant that nothing was a priority. And last but not least, the CEO complained about learning about the stalled strategy when it was too late, when he heard about it from a customer. This was clear after observing the leadership review meeting why this was happening. It was picture perfect. Everybody was polished and trying to play a game. It looked more like a masquerade party than a strategic review. There were no alarm bells. There was nobody that was announcing they were struggling. Nobody was asking for help. A real strategy review is about real conversation. It's about discussing the good and the bad and the ugly. And that's how you take the stall out of your strategy. I'm Dan Norenberg, and that's Norenberg's 90 Seconds.